America's News Now, the time right now, 43 minutes past the hour, and the world's largest meat company back in business and resuming production after a cyber attack this weekend. Yet another one believed to be from a Russian criminal organization. Joining us now to break it all down, cybersecurity expert and privacy law attorney, Leeza Garber. Leeza, happy Thursday. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jan. Great to see you.
I feel like I'm talking to you too much these days about the same exact topic, right? Just last month, we saw the cyber attack on the Colonial gas pipeline and now a meat company. How does this keep happening? And how are these particular industries targeted?
Unfortunately, what we keep seeing now is the rise in ransomware. Ransomware, of course, encrypts an entire system until the victim pays up. Unfortunately, what we're also seeing is that many of these syndicates, which are right now coming out of Russia and China, are also stealing data and then blackmailing organizations to prove not only that they have encrypted their system, but they can cause quite a bit of damage. So there's two tactics we can think about. We can think about what's going to cause the most damage and get headlines, and what's going to earn them the most money. And right now, unfortunately, in the United States, our infrastructure generally struggles from problems with cybersecurity. We see outdated legacy systems, we see problems with technology, and people just thinking of cybersecurity as another budget line item, when in reality, it's a complete necessity.
Yeah, and this is really the new war front, right? What needs to be done to stop these cyber attacks from happening? What types of safeguards should companies put in place to protect themselves from these types of attacks?
The safeguards look like basic cybersecurity in some cases, whether that's encryption, whether that's dual-factor authentication, better passwords, better training for employees. But it also means really taking a deep dive into systems, performing penetration tests and vulnerability audits, segmenting systems, because in reality, ransomware moves like wildfire through different networks. And if you have your systems really segmented out, maybe it'll hit one piece and not another. It's also having great backups so that you can get back to business and business continuity plans as well. It looks like JBS had a great plan, which is why they were able to get back online so quickly versus Colonial Pipeline, which took quite a while.
Yeah, we know JBS, that particular hack also came from a Russian company, right? A Russian group there, criminal group. The president says he will address those cyber attacks with Russian President Vladimir Putin when the two meet later this month. But in these kinds of situations, though, talking to Putin, what would enable Russia to crack down on cyber attacks coming from their country? Would they be able to control what these criminal organizations are doing and crack down on them from infiltrating our industries?
They can, of course, tell these organizations, which are private. When we look at the organization behind the JBS attack, which was REvil, which stands for Ransomware Evil, this is a Russian criminal syndicate that has been around for some time. They've targeted Trump, Lady Gaga. They've targeted vendors for Apple. They've made about $100 million in the past year. They are very successful. So Russia really needs to crack down, and the United States needs to be more proactive in saying maybe there's sanctions, maybe there's other international relations measures. But we also, as the United States as a country, need to be more proactive about cybersecurity from the private perspective and then also from the government perspective. That means adding more money to be proactive, creating national standards, and holding companies accountable.
Yeah, and Leeza, what about the person watching from home right now? What about you and me? What about, just regular people? What kinds of things can we do?
And we can be targets, Jan. It's such an important point. When you look back at the statistics for what REvil has done, their ransoms range from a couple $1,000s to millions of dollars. So for us, we could be targeted too. It means making sure you have all your files backed up, making sure you change your password, you enable dual factor authentication, and keep aware of what a phishing email looks like. Keep antivirus software updated on your laptop and on your cell phone. Your cell phone is just a mini computer. Just being proactive and aware is the best way to try to protect yourself.
And I've heard also too, a password is so important. It's not just, it's more about the length than it is the complexity. Is that true?
The length, definitely, and try to keep things not easily guessable. There are also actually popular password lists that have been floated around on the dark net that are now easily available through regular search engines too. You can see what are the most common passwords, steer clear of those. They're probably more than you think. And even though it sounds so simplistic, right, a password, it's still something we heavily rely on for cybersecurity, but I can't recommend this enough. Back up your files, not just to the cloud, but in an off-site hard drive as well.
All right. Leeza Garber, always great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us here. Have a great day.
Thank you, Jan.